Verdansk is coming back, and I hate to be the one that has to break it to you guys, but it's gonna suck. Not because the map itself might be bad or it plays poorly, kind of like the current version. No, that's not the problem. It's because nothing else is improving. The same bugs, glitches, cheaters, and even SBMM are still here, if not even worse. We all remember Verdansk as the golden era of Warzone, and let's be real with ourselves. A lot of that had to do with when and how we played it. So before you get too hyped, let's talk about Verdansk 2.0 and why it might not be Warzone's saving grace on a video that begins right now.
I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding still in it, I've been counting these digits, excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my...
What's up, what's good YouTube? Hope all is well and welcome back to the channel. I'm Hoppa, and today I want to talk to you guys about the reason I can almost guarantee you Verdansk is gonna suck, no matter what. And that one reason it's gonna suck, and a lot of people are gonna be let down, and unfortunately I think that player number is gonna continue to drop at an ever-increasing pace, is because simply our expectations are too high. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not going to be what y'all expect. Our expectations going into this are entirely too high. We're expecting Verdansk, the original, and to be honest with you, we're not even going to get close to the OG Verdansk, because I don't know if you guys forget, but in the last iteration of Verdansk, we were all locked down during a pandemic. A lot of us forgot that at the time there wasn't anything else better to do. But now, 5 years later, we've got some options. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really liked Verdansk, but before my career in life in Hawaii took an absolute overnight halt, I also enjoyed all kinds of things that had nothing to do with Call of Duty. Enjoyed going outdoors, enjoyed the many beautiful state parks we had, going out to nice restaurants. Of course, we always had drunken karaoke. Well, if we're being honest, kind of enjoyed going to work every morning, but that all changed. Not gonna cry about it, nothing we can do about it, but in the end, that's all changed, and so will Verdansk. If you guys haven't noticed, there's been a continual decline in not only the value of the finished product, and I say finished with a grain of salt, but a decline in the quality of the finished product nonetheless, but also a decline in the passion from those that are making these games. And the lack of passion, in my opinion, is very evident in this finished product. Feels like ever since they rushed out Cold War, they've been playing this never-ending game of catch-up, but with each and every passing day, putting less and less effort into it. Again, I play the game quite frequently, and I'm sure a lot of you do as well. And you can't look me in the eyes and tell me that this isn't all reflected in the finished product. Whether it's an inability or incompetence, you'll never convince me that these devs are anywhere near as passionate as they were 5 or more years ago. Now add in the fact that they don't use QA testers anymore, and well, we literally are paying to be beta testers to this game. No. Lab rats. We're lab rats because beta testers give feedback that helps guide the devs' decisions on the direction of the game. And, well, unfortunately, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but it's clear that when creators complain about issues, aside from a select few, we're, for the most part, completely ignored. I bet the fastest way to catch somebody's attention at Activision or one of the dev studios is, I don't know, maybe a tweet about how you could improve profit per player margins in the COD store. But back to the main point. Verdansk is gonna suck, because our expectations are entirely too high, and we've got better shit to do these days. Hell, half the time, I've got to force myself to play the damn game these days. And I will admit, it does help when you're playing with friends. At least when you're gaming with your friends, you introduce a bit of camaraderie and, maybe a bit of banter, unless you're using game chat, because that'll get you banned. But with skill-based matchmaking being what it is, they continue to make it harder and harder to enjoy this game with anybody else that isn't a one-to-one replica of yourself, gameplay-wise. In fact, I got a little exercise for you. I highly suggest you do this, and then you're gonna understand exactly what I'm talking about. Find an IRL friend, or somebody that's got a 0.5 KD or under. Don't get me wrong, these guys, most of them are some of the funniest people you'll find on the game. But unless you enjoy short games, lopsided scores, and having to remind them every 30 seconds to shut up and play or stop looting, you're gonna have a bad time. Not always, but sometimes I find that silver lining quite difficult to find. And I have not heard one thing that would make me think that they'll be doing anything different or adjusting when it comes to the strength of skill-based matchmaking. I would think they turn it up a notch going into Verdansk 2.0, so nobody feels like they're, getting cheated. Which leads me to the inevitable point I was going to bring up. The update, the one that's supposed to come to us in a few weeks, is supposed to have an anti-cheat improvement. And for me, and I'm pretty sure plenty of you guys, that'll be one of the biggest deciding factors on if we stay Call of Duty players for any longer. I gotta be honest with you guys, when I say I truly hope whatever they got planned makes a significant dent in the problem, I mean that. If cheating only exists on a very small scale, then honestly, great. I got content ideas and topics I'd love to cover for days. And if we're being honest here, my patience has grown thin in exposing single-digit IQ toxic little dickheads that use their mommy's credit card to buy cheats and end up ruining our game. Look, guys, I'd love to be wrong about all this. I'd love for Verdansk to come back and actually feel like the game we remember, or hell, even better. But honestly, guys, I don't see that happening. I mean, between SBMM, the quality of the game, and the lack of real anti-cheat improvements, we're honestly setting ourselves up for failure. It's gonna be a massive disappointment. But hey, maybe I'm just being pessimistic. But even at that, I gotta keep reminding myself and others around me that these studios' track records speak for themselves. I would imagine the people back in the day that worked on this game, the people that were overly excited to talk to anybody about their passion project of Call of Duty, probably rushed home from work, tried to get off a little bit early, so they can play the game that they'd spent all day working on. I mean, can you guys guess what the devs probably try to get off early and rush home for today? What do you think? Chai tea lattes and pride parades? It makes sense, honestly. Because as I stated earlier in the video, there's a clear lack of passion from the people that got hands-on creation to this game right now. I mean, the more and more I play this game, which is a lot less now than it was like last game and the game before, it's like the game's getting worse and worse, and a direct correlation is my lowered playtime each and every title. I can't be an anomaly. For whatever reason, guys, I can't hype myself up enough to let go of the fact that I remember COD when it was great. And I gotta be honest with you, I know we made America great, or I guess we're making it great. Fuck you if you don't think so. But honestly, we need a strong force in the Call of Duty community that's gonna help us make COD great again. It's not even good right now. Pick up the game and play it for an hour or two. You're gonna see the lack of passion in the game. The people that make this game don't play it. Hell, they got rid of all the QA testers. Like I said, they got us. Why would they need that? We'll pay them to go to work, which, is kind of why I constantly refer to our community, the COD community, as world's largest group of. What do you guys think? Do you think the hype for Verdansk is real, or are you starting to see some of the same red flags that I am? Let me know down in the comments. And also, guys, if you haven't liked the video, do me a huge favor, like the video. If you're not subscribed, you want to see more content just like this, or to be notified when I go live, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bells, and always remember the wise words of Elon Musk, who once said, "I prefer to be optimistic and wrong, rather than pessimistic and right." Catch you guys on the next one. Mahalo.
Keep the pressure on. Gas is inbound. Heads up, the jailbreak is active.
Oh my
goodness. Sky blossoms. Enemy SAM turret active. Enemy precision airstrike.
Why? Why?
Enemies are dropping into the area.
What the hell?
Yeah. Okay.